Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Lanely Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. Alright guys, as you know, we cover the Second Amendment news, we cover the Second Amendment events and happenings, the ups and downs, and the very interesting twists and turns that this year has so far provided, and today is no different. Colorado, this is about to get interesting, so if you guys know anyone in Colorado, or if you're from Colorado, you might want to spread this one around because life's about to get crazy for y'all for a second, especially on the gun rights fight. This is going to get interesting. As always, the description box has all the links below so you can check and be brushed up on all the details I can't cover in 8 minutes here. But there's a lot going on. So, let me catch you up if you are not familiar with what is going on in Colorado, real quickly. Colorado, in the light of the tragic events that occurred there, Colorado put together some bills and they passed through the House and the Senate at the state level. Now, there's a bunch of different gun control pieces here, like they expand background checks, they expand like the crimes and you're not allowed to get guns. They did a lot of fine nuanced stuff, which ironically has nothing to do with the event that happened, but they still did it. But the one that I keep focusing on, and if you watch this channel, or if you want to go back and watch that video, I did a video on this. I think the video was called "The One Law That's Getting in the Way of Everybody," of all the gun control advocates, something to that effect. Colorado's undergoing it, and it's called preemption. Okay, so preemption, real short, we've talked about it a lot. Preemption is essentially the law that states at a state level, individual localities cannot pass a law that conflicts with state law. In this case, gun control. An individual county in Boulder, Colorado can't pass gun laws that conflict with state laws. Okay? That's the idea behind preemption. You're officially caught up. Let's dive in. And also, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, because I love hearing you guys' thoughts on this. Because we are doing this together, guys. It's a fight, and I'm right here with you. And I love being here. It's great. All right, here we go. A series of gun measures in Colorado that were prompted by the mass shooting in Boulder in March are close to becoming law. Okay, so we covered this, right? Now, let's keep on trucking, and this is where it gets important. The Democratic-led Colorado legislature on Thursday passed Senate Bill 256, which would repeal a state law prohibiting a local government from imposing bans on the sale, purchase, or possession of a firearm. This bill would allow the local government to enact ordinances or regulations banning a firearm so long as it's not less restrictive than state law. So that's what they're going to get rid of. They're getting rid of that preemption law. That's what that states, okay? And that's a really big deal. I'm going to tie it all together here in a second. The March 22nd shooting in Boulder drew attention to the ordinance that the Boulder City Council had passed in 2018. That banned the sale and possession of assault weapons and large capacity magazines capable of holding more than 10 rounds. A mere 10 days before the Boulder shooting, a Colorado district judge blocked the city from enforcing its ban, saying the ordinance was invalid because state law preempts it. Okay, so the argument here is Boulder passed this local law where they banned assault weapons, and the judge overturned it because it conflicted with preemption, or the state law. Okay, that's the background here. Now, here's what's at stake. If SB 256 is enacted, the city of Boulder could reinstate its assault weapons ban. Okay, that makes sense from a standpoint of what they're chasing. They're doing this across the whole nation, but they've done it in Colorado. Now, the bills have gone to the actual governor's desk. They are waiting his signature. They've passed both houses, so this is like a hair's breadth away from actually becoming law. Asked whether the governor will sign the latest rounds of bills, Victoria Graham, a spokesperson for Polis, who's the governor, said he looks forward to reviewing the final piece of legislation once they reach his desk. Now, that basically says, yeah, I'm not going to say yes, I'm not going to say no, but we both know it's probably going to happen, right? Let's just say, if it doesn't, that's an amazing win, but we're on the back foot in Colorado right here. So, and this part I just threw in here because this is just blatant misinformation and ridiculous. The makeshift short-barreled rifle was used in the Boulder mass shooting. Makeshift short-barreled rifle? No. Perfectly legal AR pistol that has a stabilizing brace on it, which is completely legal as of right now, 90 days out from the rule being instituted, but whatever, I digress. Alright, so here's where it gets really, really interesting. This is obviously not a good thing for the gun rights side of things because now they've got kind of carte blanche to go out and do whatever the heck they want in whatever locality they want. So, imagine a state that you're in, every single county, every single city within those counties across your entire state can now pass their own gun law legislation, whether it's pro or anti-gun. Okay? So now you're going to have individual tiny sectors, depending on whether they are blue or red, putting their own gun laws in place because preemption no longer goes into effect because state law supersedes. It is now going to be independent cities and states on the same highways. You can and you can't have them, to differing, varying degrees, depending on the far left or the far right, how far it goes on the spectrum. This is setting up to make Colorado gun ideological battlefield of like this decade. Because what's going to happen, and you hear me here, and let me know what you guys think if you agree. What's going to end up happening is the far left places are going to start banning weapons. They're going to start banning rights. The far right are going to start saying, no, these are perfectly enshrined. And all of a sudden, you're going to have segmentation of states. And that is going to be a problem because you're going to have lawsuits in the red zones to say, no, you can't do this. And you're going to have lawsuits in the blue zones saying, no, you can't do this because it conflicts on the federal level. This is going to be a mess unlike we've ever seen judicially. The litigation on this is going to start and never stop. If you live in Colorado, this is about to get crazy. Now, the good news is that litigation can go both ways. The bad news is you're now going to have to know where you can carry a gun, where you can't carry a gun, what's allowed in your individual city, not just your state or your county. This is a big deal and has large ramifications for all Coloradans. This is not a great thing because you're going to add ambiguity, and that is not great. So that's what I've got for you guys today. Let me know what you think in the comments field below. And until tomorrow, I'm Braden. See you later.